long before the World Cup began, but not long after the draw was made, Bangladesh had targeted the match against England. This was the victory they had aspired for. This was the victim they had envisaged. They did not shout it out from the rooftops, but they didn't have to. Bangladesh always believed their best chance of progressing to the quarterfinals from Group A, which also includes New Zealand, Australia and Sri Lanka, was at the expense of England, a belief that bore fruition at the Adelaide Oval on Monday. This was belief, not hope, not the expectation of a miracle, just plain and simple belief. Perhaps it stemmed from the knowledge that they had done it in a World Cup earlier at home in Chittagong in 2011. Perhaps too it stemmed from the fact that they had beaten England twice in their last 3 one-day internationals, that for all the limited overs cricket they played domestically, England aren't exactly a force in ODI cricket. The pendulous swing of fortunes made for spectacular drama. Where Bangladesh won the battle was in their ability to seize key moments, in their relative calmness under pressure, and in their trump card, the three-pronged pace attack. Let's take a sneak peek at Bangladesh's strengths ahead of their probable quarterfinal clash against India at the MCG on March 19. Number 1. Three-pronged pace attack that can bowl at a consistent pace of 140 to 145 kilometers per hour. Apart from the experienced Mashrafi Mortaza, who have provided the breakthrough so far, Bangladesh boasted of Rubel Hussain and Taskin Ahmed. Rubel has been around for 6 years but has played only 57 games. His only 5 came in Dhaka in October 2013, when he took 6 for 26 against New Zealand. Taskin is younger, newer, raw, prone to injury but also a wonderful talent. He picked up 5 for 28 on debut against India in Mirpur last June. This after having impressed during the World T20 at home earlier in the year when he made his debut against Australia. Number 2. No over-dependence on Shakib and Tamim. Bangladesh have in recent times depended heavily on Tamim and Shakib to fire with the bat, but that is not the case here in Australia and New Zealand, with Mahmudullah, Mushfiqur and Shouma Sarkar firing in all cylinders. In the game against England, Mahmudullah's century had a calming and meticulous effect. Shouma Sarkar's 40 was classy and elegant, with the promise of more to come in future. Mushfiqur Rahim's 89 had all purpose and energy, dynamism taken to a new level. At 99 for 4, Bangladesh should have settled for 250. On reaching 275 for 7 after 50, they actually felt they were 15-20 light. Number 3. Fast bowlers had a camp in Brisbane under the guidance of bowling coach Heath Strake. The results are showing. As is evident, the fast bowlers are bowling with intent and aggression, hitting the right line and length here in Australia and New Zealand. Number 4. Inspirational captaincy from Mashrafi Mortaza. The captaincy of Mashrafi have been quite impressive so far. He have led the boys from front so far in the tournament. It has indeed. Mortaza, Rubel and Taskin aren't quite Mohammad Shami, Umesh Yadav and Mohit Sharma yet, but their role in the century's progress to the last 8 is no less significant than the Indian trios. No one will be taking Bangladesh's pacers lightly anymore.
How big is the moment for this team, and really how are you looking at kind of keeping the excitement down and trying to balance it out with the focus on what needs to be done?
When we arrived here as a Bangladesh team, every game was important for us, and we are pleased to see that we are already in the quarterfinals. And yes, Black Caps at the moment they are unbeaten, but we are looking forward for the game, and boys are very confident.
You have a good home record against New Zealand, but you have not been able to knock them over in this part of the world. Do you think you can do it here, this game?
We have proved now. We have proved something last game. I think boys have done their homework really well, and just that we would like for them to go into the quarterfinals unbeaten from the last game. So we are going to do our best, and boys are also confident, and we are looking forward for that.
As spin bowling coach, you must be pretty happy with what your spinners are doing. They seem to be coming more and more into the game, and have been successful against New Zealand sides in the past.
Definitely yes, because as subcontinent, you know, the wickets help for spin, and we have seen that new talent coming into the Bangladesh team, and I know I played my second ODI also here in Hamilton. I got my first wicket also here. Pretty much sure that it is going to help for spinners. I think boys have so far they have done best, and they will. The spinners can do something here also.
That's a hint that spinners might play an important part then in your
definitely
team,
yes.
game.
Yes. Yes.
How do you look at overall the way the bowling department has progressed in the tournament?
Not only Bangladesh, I think it's been tough tournament for bowlers, and some games the scores, looking at the past World Cup, this World Cup already some of the like the total have been close to 300. So I think for generally when you come to cricket, the people like to see big scores on the board and the top 4 batsmen to score big hundreds. I mean, there are some bowlers have come up really well. I think so far the tournament is open.
Rohan, in all probability, you're going to meet India in the quarterfinals at Melbourne. So how big a match will it be for your team? And remembering 2007, you won the match and that was enough to eliminate India out of the World Cup. So how looking forward to the match against India at Melbourne?
At the moment, we are not thinking of the quarterfinals because since we are going to play New Zealand and Sri Lanka has to finish playing against Scotland today. Thereafter, only we are thinking of playing the quarterfinal. So we go as we started match by match, and we are looking forward for the quarterfinal match, whoever comes,
Rubel has clearly been a surprise package for a lot of opposing teams. Can you just explain his mindset, given that what he experienced in January back home, and how has he pulled himself out of that hole and then given out?
Yeah, unfortunately, the Bangladesh pace bowlers playing a lot of games back at home. So when they get a good opportunity, wickets seem to help a little bit. They have done really well. So I think for Rubel, with mash bowling, he have built a lot of confidence, and I think he had done so far. He had played really well the matches that he had played. Every game for him it's important game, and when they mature and bowl in the middle only, they get more confident. I think he had done really well, and I would say that in the second part of the match also have been helpful for the seamers. So he had done really well.
Spin it too much, but just sort of varies his pace.
I think he has proved that he is one of the best bowlers in the world, and he had got his 300 wickets also. New Zealand are very happy to have him in the team because he had come up after the injury. So I know. Especially most of the teams who get right-hand batters, and he has been more effective for right-handers. So we have got left-hand and right-handers both in our team. I think it's a good test for him going into the quarterfinals as well, for playing against Bangladesh, because we have got left-hand, right-hand mix.
And just for your spin bowlers, how hard of a proposition is it to come up against someone like Brendan McCullum, who sort of takes the bowlers on from ball one?
Also, he has not proved us start against spinners. It'll be tough, but we have plans for him as well.
Okay.
We want to see Brendan and Kane getting out and see others performing also.